Hi everyone, this is Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. Today we're taking a look at what we can expect from the Samsung Galaxy S5. Now, I wish I had a Galaxy S5. This is a Samsung Galaxy S4, which is available on the market right now, and we expect will drop in price. The Galaxy S5 is the replacement, and with it, we think we'll see something that grows in size, not to a Galaxy Note 3 size, where we're on a really large screen, but we expect the screen to jump to about 5.24, 5.2, 5.25 inches, depending who you ask. This is a 4.97-inch screen. Samsung refers to this as a 5-inch screen, so expect it to grow slightly. With that, we should still have something that's pretty easy to hold in the hand. Now, a 5-inch screen for some users does mean that you're going to have trouble hitting every spot on the screen, so a larger phone hopefully will come with smaller bezels. That's one trick that Samsung used to allow for this phone to be about the same size as the Galaxy S3. Now, while we're talking about the Galaxy S3, that's one thing we don't expect to see with the Galaxy S5. Now, Samsung kept the design changes pretty minimal when it went from the Galaxy S3 to the Galaxy S4. So the Galaxy S4 has a nicer plastic on the back, but it's still plastic. It still rips right off the back like before. And overall, consumers didn't just really jump and say, oh, this is a brand new phone. We've seen Apple do similar things with the iPhone and get away with it with the 5S. But this year with the Galaxy S5, the Samsung executives who are speaking not with their name, but anonymously to sources like Bloomberg, say that they're going to focus on a amazing display and a new design. They're saying they're going back to basics and they're going to really focus on the feel of this cover. Now that's something that we saw Samsung do with the Galaxy Note 3. So with the Note 3 we have this fall leather cover. It's a fake leather, has stitching on the back here. The white one doesn't feel quite as nice as some of the others. Not quite sure why that is, but it's another instance of Samsung sticking true to this plastic body roots, but going for something that delivers a nicer feel. If you put the two of these together, this does have a slightly nicer feel to it. This one feels more plasticky. So we could see Samsung innovate somewhere in there with something that maybe is not quite metal. We're hearing plastic, 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 with the occasional hint of metal. At this point, the best bet is probably on Samsung sticking with plastic, at least for one more year. And part of the reason for that is it does allow Samsung to easily make the back removable so that we have access to a removable battery, SIM card, and a micro SD card. One of the features that is rumored, and we really hope comes true, is a larger battery, a 2,900 milliamp hour battery, which is what we find in the Galaxy Note 3. So that would take up a lot more space here. So it'd be interesting to see how that gets worked out. Of course, battery sizes can be adapted, but this is a Galaxy Note 3 battery, Galaxy S4 battery, and hopefully we'll see better overall battery life on this new device. Now, rumor has it that this year inside we'll have 32 gigabyte and 64 gigabyte options, no 16 gigabyte option. Now that's great because users who purchased the 16 gigabyte Galaxy S4 quickly ran out of room because Samsung software really just adds up and overpowers, basically makes it so that you run out of room a lot faster and you can't store everything on that micro SD card slot. Now from a screen standpoint, there are rumors that Samsung will boost the screen to something like a 2560 by 1440 resolution so that we'll get a really nice looking picture. This is a 1080p display, and with that our pixels are packed together enough that you don't see them on photos and while watching videos, and basically using the phone is a much nicer experience. We saw the jump to 720 and 1080 in 2013, and rumor has it this year it will make another jump. Now there are some benchmarks that have leaked out, and there are a few sources, including the New York Times, who says that a 1080p display is going to be on this, not this higher resolution display. So it'll be interesting to see what Samsung does deliver when the announcement arrives later this year. The good news is you won't have to wait very long, because according to the latest rumors, Samsung is scheduled an event on February 24th at Mobile World Congress where we'll get to see the Galaxy S5 for the first time. Samsung Galaxy S5 launch is on the books for later this month, and it looks like somewhere in late April or early May is when we can expect the Galaxy S5 release date. Samsung has not come out and said this yet. We do expect at the launch date that they'll give us a window, but industry insiders and sources who provided reliable information to us in the past are pointing to this time frame right in here, late April, early May, which is when the Galaxy S4 came out. And it's a pretty good idea that you're going to be able to purchase the Galaxy S5 in this time frame. We've seen leaks that indicate models for all the major US carriers, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and Sprint. And in the past, US Cellular has been one of the early companies to get a Galaxy model, so we could see that happen as well. From a price standpoint, it's not clear what Samsung has in mind, especially if they're upping the storage and if they're going to pack in that really high resolution screen. So we could see a little bit of movement there, but there's also a nice chance that it will stick to a very similar price here in the US. We're expecting maybe not as much hoopla as we saw in the past, but do expect a big event with a Galaxy S5, possibly a Galaxy Gear 2, some other accessories, as well as different things like possibly an S-View flip cover. And one question that we still have is, will Samsung include wireless charging technology right into the phone, or will it be a replacement back that comes months after release? One rumor suggested that Samsung did have a charger that would work without actually touching the device, so you could stick that charger underneath a desk or a table, drop your phone on it, it would charge. Rumors have backtracked on that, so we're not really expecting that this year. Now, the camera is another place where we should probably see an improvement. We saw a jump from the Galaxy S4 to the Galaxy Note 3, and the Note 3, one of its biggest camera features is the ability to record in 4K. We've used this to record a few 4K videos for the Gotta Be Mobile YouTube channel. Now, Elder Murtazen, who is an insider, basically says that we're going to get a 16 megapixel camera, which is a jump from the Galaxy S4, and when asked if it could do 4K recording, he said he thinks it can do better. We're not quite sure what that means, but we should get some great looking videos from the upcoming Galaxy S5. In addition to the improved camera on the back side, what we think we might see is a new processor on the inside, possibly a Qualcomm Snapdragon 805 that maybe adds to the features of the camera. This could deliver new modes. If you go to Gotta Be Mobile, you can see demos from Qualcomm where you can track objects as they move through the frame and keep them in focus and the exposure. You can start a shot as something like that crosses a line. There's even a really cool one that would be able to basically take a photo, and in that photo it would have my finger in focus, it would also have this battery in focus, and then it would have everything in focus, and after the fact you could go in and tap on the photo and pick where you want the focus to be. Not clear if that will make it to this, but that would be a very nice feature for a Samsung Galaxy S5. From a software standpoint, expect Samsung to go with a new look. We're seeing some different screenshots that show a flatter design for apps like S-Voice, which currently are, look something like this, and there's apps like the S-Translator, and we could see some of these things kind of go a little bit flatter. Maybe not to the same extent as iOS 7, and we're seeing a very card-like interface for the new TouchWiz that some people say reminds them of the Google Now cards that show you little bits of information when you need it. We also expect multitasking to stay true, so that's a feature that we should have on the Galaxy S5, and maybe will be a little bit more helpful with that slightly larger screen. There is a question as to whether some of the new features from the Galaxy Note 3 will make an appearance. For instance, with the S Pen, you can create a pen window where you can draw a window on the screen and basically pick an application that shows up in there. Not quite clear how that would work without this, but there is some hope that some of these features will come from the Galaxy Note 3 to the Galaxy S5. And that includes a lot of the sensor-laden features that allow us to do eye sensing and keep the screen alive. Maybe tilt to scroll will stick around. Not quite sure how many consumers are still using that type of feature, but overall, those are a quick look at some of the Galaxy S5 rumors and features that we could see this year. Head over to GottaBeMobile.com to check out more about the Samsung Galaxy S4, the Samsung Galaxy Note 3, and what we can expect here when the Samsung Galaxy S5 arrives.